everybody. Come on in. Welcome back. This is the Shawn Yankey Show. Get in here. It is rant night. We're going to throw a fit up in here tonight. So I've got some stuff that I'm pissed off about and genuinely pissed off about. I had some stuff written down already. I was already getting myself good and pissed. Then something set me off. So come on in. It's going to be a fun rant. Good to see some people here already. Let me say hi to everybody that's here and check in with you guys really quick. I think I need to move that up front here. Hey, Paul, you got first tonight. Top fan got first. First position for top fan. Susan got second, though. Hey, Helen. Kathy. Dale's here. Raymond. Hey, Ray. How you feeling? Hey, Heath. Susan. Joan. Nicole. Tony's here. Hey, what's up, Tony? Come to rant night. Share it out. You're home from the hospital doing good? That's good. Good to hear. I'm really good to hear that. Really glad. Really good to hear that. It's ridiculous that I want to talk for a living. Joan says, I need a break from adulting. It's too depressing. So peanut butter and fluff on Ritz tonight. I long for simpler times. Dion's here. Hey, Dion. Hey, Josh. Yes, this is the fake news channel. Apparently, it's at least the harmful news channel, but we're going to get to that in just a second. So let me say hi to YouTube really quick and see who's here over there. Well, we got some people here, but nobody's perked up yet. It's still early. I'm going to give them time. But there could be shenanigans on YouTube, which we're going to get to here in a minute. And hi, Periscope. How you guys doing? So we're live on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope right now. So wherever you're at, please like and share this show. Because we're completely independent. And I depend on y'all to get this out there. Otherwise, I'm just doing all this work and for nothing. And it's a fun show. Ask anyone here. So go ahead and share it out. And if you're here later on, please still like, share, and even comment. I love hearing from you guys. I love that. And it gives me stuff to talk about. I like for it to be an ongoing conversation and feel that way anyway. So please still take part. He says, just say no to Cheetos. I love Cheetos. I know what you're talking about, but I love Cheetos, man. Yeah, Josh, you're going to be offended. You are going to be offended because you showed up to rant night. You picked the wrong night to show up if you didn't want to be offended. But we are heavily throttled on every platform. So any interaction, I definitely do appreciate. And now it's kind of the only reward that I get. You know, I'm the kind of person that really loves to press the try me buttons and all that stuff at the store. So I love seeing the little heart reacts go up the screen. That's payment to me. And good thing, because today I went to pull up YouTube to set up the feed. And my channel looked different. And I was like, what's this? You know what I mean? Why does it look different? So I had an alert, and I went into it, and it told me that I've been demonetized because my channel has harmful content. Now, harmful to who? Harmful to who? You kind of have to wonder, right? What do I cover on my channel? What did we talk about last night, for instance? Was that what they didn't like? They didn't like us talking about the elite practicing eugenics and crafting their bloodlines. They didn't like that because we're going to talk about a lot more of that stuff. Well, they didn't like that I talked about John Podesta. They didn't like that. Well, good. Like, I really don't give a shit. And, you know, speaking of, I spent a lot of time learning the rules, figuring out what I could and could not say, what was okay and what wasn't, and I tried to dance around them. That is out the window. We're done with that. I knew, I'm not stupid. What I talk about's not popular. It's suppressed on every platform. We just covered that. It's not something that gets out. So I know that. I'm aware of that. And I knew I would be demonetized. But I just got fucking monetized 2-3 months ago, tops. Couldn't have been that long ago. Wasn't that long ago. I just hit 1,000 subscribers. We were pushing for that for years. This was a goal, and I had my eyes on a new goal. I got the channel monetized. I felt like I had succeeded. I'm trying to build something. I actually want this to be something that I can do as an income and a job. It's not just a hobby. I really want to find a way. This may not be it, obviously, but I want to find a way in some form to do something like this. And that's what I've been trying to do ever since we started being more professional. And I was excited when the channel got monetized. It meant something to me. Trust me, we hadn't made shit. They're very, very, very generous. I mean, you make so much money on YouTube, you would be amazed. But I loved it. I would sit there in the analytics and just look through it every day and watch the little graphs, and I'd get excited when I made like 50 cents off of a video. I'd be like, oh my God, that's amazing. And I would check my click-through rate, which is really good, by the way, because they don't show my shit to anyone. But the ones that they do, I have like a 7% click-through rate. And from what I've looked up, an average is about 2 to 4. So that's pretty good. Like, people that see my thumbnails are pretty likely to click on them. But they don't show them to anybody. Like, they got good analytics on YouTube. That's one of the only things that's good over there. A lot of it's shit. Like, if you're watching the YouTube feed, you can't react. You can hit like one time. On Facebook, you can bang buttons to your heart's friggin' content. If there's one thing that Zuckerberg paid attention, if there's one fucking class that Zuckerberg paid attention in, it was game theory. Because you can smash buttons on Facebook all day long. YouTube, for whatever reason, can't figure that out. It's a video-driven platform. It's not fun to watch a video over there. Hey, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me ask you a question. If Pete is a fence... Wait. No, I got that wrong. If there's a fence and the gate's named Pete, is Pizza Gate? I fucked it up. I was trying to build a joke. I was trying to do a word game because he's right. That's what it was. I talked about shit like Lucius Trust. I talked about Pizzagate. I talked about WikiLeaks. I talk about a lot of things that you're not supposed to talk about, but I'm not interested in anything else. I happen to have a kitten. We could be petting a kitten right now, and there'd be 150 people here. We would be viral on every platform. It would be fantastic. Everybody would love it. I just am not interested. The only things that interest me are what apparently is harmful content nowadays. And this is book burning. That's what it is. It's censorship. It's meant to discourage me, which is the exact opposite of what it's going to do, by the way. I'm incredibly hard-headed, so this isn't going to make me stop. And I will find a way, a funny way, to work Pizzagate into a joke. Tony says this is harmful content for stupid people because they might learn. And I got a damn disclaimer. Do you see what I'm saying? There's a disclaimer at the beginning of this show that says that this is not suitable if you're brainwashed or indoctrinated. You're not going to have a good time here. Hey, Jack, just got in from picking up. Can't you say walking and taking care of dogs? That's filthy, Jack. Anyone want that job? I will share just saying, no, I don't. I don't want that job. You can have that job. Kathy, yes, it does. It means Pizza Gate. If you name your gate Pete, then Pizza Gate. Tony says if Pizza Gate, is he open? It closed. It's open. It's very open. Joan says my hearts and likes won't float anymore. But we all float down here. And trust me, Joan, when I watch it back, they float for me. So you're doing it for me. I know that you like to see it too, though, because I do. Like when I'm watching a feed, I like seeing my little face float up the screen. I also play stupid, brainless games. You know what I'm saying? I'm easily entertained. But that is something that Zuckerberg definitely paid attention to, was game theory. Brett says you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. I know there's no future in what I want to do here. You know, and I've even thought about, well, going to broadcasting school and like trying to get into radio maybe and do a morning show. But I would get fired inside of a week and a half because something like these riots or something like the George Floyd case would happen. My whole career would go out the window because I can't keep my damn mouth shut. Jack's going to make me a steak. Thank you, Jack. Bring some flowers by when you bring the steak. Yeah, Heath. Fuckerberg. Now, I hope that Philip's not here because I watch my mouth for one person, but I respect the hell out of their opinion. And otherwise, I wouldn't do it. But I try really hard to watch my mouth. But today I'm not going to be able to because I'm seriously upset. I'm still upset. You know, there's a group of people that advise me and like help me out with the shows and stuff. And they could tell you, there's some of them here right now. I found this out like an hour ago. I had a whole different show planned, a whole different thing planned out. We can still get into it. It has to do with all the current events going on and things like that. I had a whole rant written. And I found out I was demonetized. And I knew I couldn't ignore it. I'd have to bring it up. But if it was to discourage me, it's not going to work. Yeah, Helen, watching your mouth is still censorship. That's true. So I think I let it go today. I don't even know why I drew attention to it. I guess because forever, between Philip and Babels, I was like, okay, you guys are right. I'll play by the rules. And maybe if I play by the rules, I can get some truth through. I can get out there. But it never worked, right? It never worked. And it would be much more exciting if I was just letting myself talk like I naturally do. And then the rhythm of my speech would be correct and wouldn't seem forced and seem like I'm searching for a different word to replace the F-bomb when it wants to come out of my mouth. You see what I'm saying? And now that they've demonetized me, I have nothing to lose. Literally. So any reason I was being careful for before, I have no reason to now. And granted, they can make sure nobody sees it. And they do a damn good job of doing that. Damn good job. So does Facebook. But I don't let that shit discourage me either. We're fucked, y'all. I mean, I might have to go into my original rant because there is a war going on and we're screwed. We're so fucked. Jack just drove by. You on your way to bring me that steak? Bring the flowers with the steak. You know, I want you to show up like a gentleman. But it really bothers me that we got demonetized. But I'm going to move on. I'm not going to spend the whole hour talking about being demonetized for telling the truth, which is all we've ever really done. Hey, did y'all watch the Senate hearings? Did y'all watch any of that? I'm going to give you a chance to respond and let me know. by stalling for a minute and talking about Ted Cruz as the chubby Wolverine. When he has a beard, he looks like a chubby Wolverine. And I was actually impressed with Ted today, but I couldn't get over it. Like, I'm like, it's like if Wolverine let himself go and became a senator. Tony says not giving F has consequences, but I never given a shit, so I deal with the censorship. F them, ban me. I got another account. You know what I'm saying? And I thought of that. I thought of setting up a backup channel, but shit, it's a lot of work running one. You know what I mean? And then I was, for a while, playing around with 2 Facebook accounts. That's a lot of work, too. I'm lazy. I want to simplify my life. I want less shit to do. I don't want more stuff to keep up with. You know what I'm saying? But the Senate hearings was pretty interesting. You know, my friend Clinton's been trying to get me to pay attention to that. Because they're trying to get some very powerful people held accountable. I just don't see it happening. So I have trouble pulling my interest to it. But Ted Cruz was kind of a champ today. He was really swinging for the fences and talking about this shit with what Obama's administration did. They basically turned the FBI into their private investigation arm for the DNC in an election. So it's crazy. Out of the Oval Office. So it was pretty interesting. You know, it was a Senate hearing. So how interesting could it have been? But it had some highlights. It was pretty good. A lot of information in it. This next thing, I want to throw out some fun stuff because I promised a fun show to myself after I found out we had lost monetization. So, but we're going to have to get to reality here in a second. But this one, I'm going to have to tread carefully anyway. So, how do I even approach this? Because I can't let any of my real life seep through. So I'm going to have to watch this. This is a touchy subject. Robert says, I've been told I have many Facebook accounts, but I only have one. I had 2 at one time. I did. And I got in, we'll get to it later. I got into detail with it, but I'll tell you about that later. What was I saying? I should do a show, or maybe I'll make a new channel on YouTube called What Was I Saying? That would be a damn good show. It's a good thing I keep notes. But this is the one I was going to be careful about. Okay, I remember now. Lazy coworkers. That drives me fucking insane. And this isn't, a serious current event situation that we're ranting about right now, but it is a current event. It's something that everybody deals with every day in their lives. I can't stand that shit. I, for one, like to keep busy at work. I like to because it keeps the time moving fast. And it's just the way I am. I also have a good work ethic and stay busy for that reason. Neither here nor there. I'm not trying to toot my horn. I'm not saying I'm great. I just stay busy because I like to. It keeps the clock moving. I like to talk as much as anybody else, and I do that. But I like to be active while I'm doing it. This isn't something I'm not here for fun. I like a lot of you guys, but this isn't where I come to hang out. I actually don't even enter this building on my days off. I don't even come here. It's like this place doesn't exist. From the time I clock out, I love all of y'all, but there's a limit. So I just like the time to go by as fast as possible. But the lazy coworkers drive me insane. And it's worse when you know that they're compensated equally to you, and you're like, man, y'all are getting your money's worth out of me. I'm doing too much. I really could lay back. I hate that. And I don't even like that it makes me think that way because it's polar opposite to my nature anyway. I couldn't even do it. I would go insane with boredom. There's no way I could like lean on something for like 15 solid minutes and just daydream at work. Like, I don't know. Maybe my imagination is shit. Maybe I should be able to do that. I just want to pass the time at this place that I don't want to be as fast as I can and get it over with. And then move on with the things I want to do in my life that I use this to finance. You know? And it just drives me insane to watch somebody that's employed just like me, cashes the same paycheck I do basically, doing about a third of the work. Drives me insane. It makes me angry. And I know I already have anger issues I probably need to work through and get counseling for, but I think that pisses everybody off. I think that's not just something that I get upset about. That's something that everybody gets upset about. Yeah, Jack, earn your check. Right? Drives me insane. And whoa, I just thought of another thing. Off topic too, but people that are invisible to the boss. Y'all have any of those? There are some people that I've worked with in my life that it seems like the supervisors cannot see. It's like they're not there. They get away with absolutely everything. Those people drive me insane. They're worse than lazy people. Invisible people? Oh, it fascinates me. He says you need a break from time to time. He's union. He's union, y'all. He probably makes like 65 times what I make. Union's the way to go. I wish I would have learned a trade. I'm trying to push my son in that direction to learn like a trade and something like that. I was exaggerating, but I'm sure he does well. Most people that have union jobs do. Helen says I have idiot issues with idiots. Stupidity is the real epidemic. That's what's going to kill us all. Robert says, let me try that again. They come to work an hour late, then take a shit for 2+ hours while on the clock. Dude, I know somebody that does that bathroom break on the clock shit, and it's literally like a half hour. It's crazy. Kathy says, I'm at work right now, but I already got my work done, so I'm sitting on my keister. Hey, and you're watching this show, so you have an excellent excuse. You're having a fantastic time. You may be living your dreams. I'm just kidding. But Jack says it pisses me off that you have to deal with lazy people. Well, everybody does. Everybody does. It's not something that's exclusive to me. Most people at work would usually just do what they got to do to get by. Like, it makes the time go by faster. Is the main reason. I don't want to sell it so much on my work ethic. I think I have a decent work ethic, but I do it mostly because it passes the time. I just like to stay busy. It just drives me crazy when I look around and I'm like, man, I'm the only one moving around. Susan says my ex-husband was a union electrician and he loved saying, I'm going to go take a $50 shit. Hey, you might as well on the clock. Union is the way to go, Heath. I know that's right. But let's see. Do y'all want to rip the Band-Aid off and talk about current events? I got more fun stuff written down. I'm going to let you choose. We are going to have to talk about the elephant in the room at some point, but looks like I find it very odd. YouTube's being very odd today. But I'm mad at YouTube. Not the people on YouTube, YouTube itself. I know it was Pizzagate shit. I know it was Podesta. Because here's what probably happened. Someone reported me. But why? What did they report? And then what was harmful? What was harmful on my channel that you need to take me down for? Brett says don't sweat on company time or crap on your own time. I get you. I get you. You know, stick it to the man, the office space mentality. I get that. Dill says fun stuff first and then rip it, right? Rip it. Everybody says. All right, I'm gonna get into a conspiracy, right? This is a conspiracy theory, but I think it's true. Illinois. Now we've been talking about Illinois for a while and how they're fucking up bad. All right? They really are. In many ways. I focus mostly on how they're messing up in the cannabis industry. But Helen could tell you how they're messing up in a lot of ways. It's not just cannabis. But this theory has to do with the cannabis industry. They are creating a cannabis shortage in the outer parts of Illinois to drive the prices up. And this is not even a conspiracy theory, it's a fact. Because I only look at the ones that are close enough for me to drive to, right? And check prices. They're up to like 19 a gram, right? But wait. Check Chicago. It's like 40 for an eighth. Realistic pricing. What I got when I went to Colorado. Not this highway robbery that we're experiencing in the outer parts of Illinois. There's a conspiracy. Because whenever you check the menu at these outer areas, they got no flour. They got nothing. And if they do, you're going to pay through the roof for it. Chicago got all kinds of shit. What do you want? We got everything. Pick it out. They're creating a cannabis shortage in the outer areas to drive the price up. Illinois is fucking up. They're fucking up bad. They're losing my money. I'm telling you that. They're losing my money. I found a better way to go. I'm glad I did because it's great weed. It's really good. It's so good. But it's not worth $19 a gram. You know what I'm saying? It's not that good. Helen says local dispensaries are boarded up and closed until further notice because of idiot looters. What? Now it's gotten personal. I may have to get to the riot stuff early because it's gotten personal now. I'm deeply emotionally involved now. They've affected the dispensaries. But they're Illinois dispensaries, so I don't know how I feel yet. I got to weigh it. See how I feel. Because Illinois is fucking up. Jack says $5 a gram for great cannabis here in Oregon. Send me a brochure for rental properties. Kathy's right. I'm not going to tell you what she said because I would get kicked off both platforms, all three platforms actually, faster than I would for saying Pizzagate, Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. What else? Help me. Why am I going blank? There's tons of stuff you're not allowed to talk about. The United States brought over Nazi scientists and researchers during Operation Paperclip, and the Nazi regime never was really defeated and just kind of spread out all over the world, and their practices are still carried on to this day. You're not supposed to say that. You're not supposed to say any part of what I just said. You can lose your whole channel over something like that. Susan says that sucks. The cannabis prices? It does. Paul says WikiLeaks. Yeah. WikiLeaks, WikiLeaks, WikiLeaks. If you say that 3 times in the mirror, Julian Assange will show up and tell you some truth. Blow your friggin' mind. You won't even believe it. Do it. It's amazing. Yeah. Can't even talk about Hillary eating babies. I don't know. Should we just try for a Facebook ban? I don't know where to go with this at this point. Let's get the other thing out of the way. Oh, wait. Jones got something. What's your theory on gas going up 50 cents a gallon in the last 2 weeks? We're still on lockdown, so it's not supply and demand. It's not the price of oil either. It's profiteering by them. They let you off lockdown. They let you go travel and then move around. They got to raise the gas price back up and make some money. It's the lobbyists that are in the pockets and control. They control everything. They move shit up and down. They control money. It's all a game. That's what my theory is. If they let you off lockdown, let you travel around, and lifted the restrictions, and they raised the price of gas. Paul said the greatest show ever. What is that? What happens when you say WikiLeaks 3 times in a mirror? Or is it what happens when you say Pizzagate? If you say it over and over again, I don't know what happens. You have to do it to find out. I'm not sure. Robert says you don't see anything on the net the government doesn't want you to see, and that includes WikiLeaks. So, he's right. I mean, in a way, I think they allow things to exist. I think they do. I think they would let it sit there. Because they like things being out in plain sight. That's part of their belief system. And, I think they like rubbing it in our face. And I think they like messing with people like me, who would be making any attempt to try and enter that space, to just keep it right outside of your reach. And instead of just shutting you down, keeps you busy, keeps you like a hamster in a wheel. But they don't ever allow you to get dangerous. You know what I'm saying? They don't ever give you that kind of reach. Just enough to keep you busy. Jones says, you're still locked down? Well, man. I thought, I am in a red state. Missouri is a red state. And we weren't hit very severely by the Rona. What happened to the Rona anyway? Is this the halftime show? I wish I could take credit for that joke. That actually came from a meme, but it's pretty wild, right? Now, here's something serious we could get into really quick. Just it's not the one that I'm putting off. The one I'm putting it off for a reason. It's going to piss somebody off, and it's somebody that when I care about it, I get hesitant. But during the Rona, right? We're only talking about a short period of time, 11-week period of time. The billionaires of just our country made $565 billion in those 11 weeks. The stock market's booming and the economy's doing great, right? They're just printing money out of thin air, making stuff up. They're getting themselves really fattened up. And, there's a lot of bad coming. There's a lot of bad coming for regular people. Just like none of this that's happening right now will touch them. And how much money will they make off of this with what's going on right now all across the country? How are they profiting and off of this, or benefiting from it, rather? What are they getting? They're not being affected by it. Not at all. So, let's just go ahead and get to the elephant in the room. We would have started with this if it wasn't for YouTube, but let's get it out of the way. And right up front, in the beginning of this little rant, and I planned this out as best I could. So I can't make any excuses, but I'm going to be honest and admit that I don't really know what advice to give or what to say at this point about what is happening, or how to even responsibly report on what is taking place in our world right now. All I can say for sure really is that none of it is as it seems. None of it. This is all bullshit theater. And that doesn't mean it didn't or isn't happening. It means it's controlled and managed like a play and released for maximum impact as needed. Those in power control what rises to the top. What information gets out and what gets attention and what gets the cameras pointed at it. And they control when and where all of that happens as well. And they use their weapon. And it is a weapon. Make no mistake about it. They use their weapon of the media against us all the time. Every day to varying degrees. And they are doing it again right now. And they are playing the race card hard. And think about it. 1,000 people a year, on average, are killed by the police. Every year. How many of them do you hear about? How often do you hear about it? I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm saying they have like an on-off switch to your emotions. And they play it at key times. And we are being played. No matter how I look into this or how much I look into what's going on, I run into that every time. This is a war. It has been for a long time. And the weapons in it are misinformation, manipulation, and distraction. It's a silent war. It's a real thing, and we can get all into that. But it's true. This is the way that they fight us. So don't get anything that I'm about to say wrong. What happened to George Floyd was horrible and deeply upsetting. But it was supposed to be. And it was also very likely staged. Real quick, staged doesn't mean fake. It happened. There's multiple angles of video proving it did, but therein lies the problem. One of the angles has no crowd. It has a full picture of the image from the other side with no crowd at all. Nobody yelling that he can't breathe and nobody filming it. Not a soul is on the other side of that street. Nobody even walks by. So who filmed George's death? Right? That's a list. That's on a list of 15 to 20 questions that I had from that video. And I wanted to do a breakdown for the YouTube channel of that video, but you cannot find it anywhere. They're taking it down as fast as you could put it up. So what is really happening here? Because they don't want that video scrutinized, especially after that other angle was released. So, like I said, that's not even all that's wrong with the video. And I wanted to run it through my editor because I wanted to see if the sound and everything synced up, or if there was layers, or if there had been editing at all. I wanted to see what had been done, if anything, to that video. And why wouldn't they want you to be able to do that? Why are they trying to take it down everywhere? But even if it happened the way they say it happened, it was also likely premeditated and planned out. There's tons of evidence for that. But Derek Chauvin knew George, and for years they worked together. But here's my main point that I'm trying to make out of all this. It's a mess, but this was a terrible situation. But it's also very suspicious, and there are many problems in the story. But let's just say it happened as it's being presented. Even if it did, this shit ain't new. It happens all the time. The police kill on average 1,000 people a year. The media and those who control it decide when the cameras get pointed at it and when and where they don't. Like I said, they can turn the outrage on and off like a light switch. And we should be outraged. We should be angry. But we need to be careful. Because, remember, we are in a war. And I don't care what color you are. You're not safe out there right now. Being peaceful or not. You are not safe. This ain't the time to lay down. But please know that once this tide turns, it does not turn back. They want this. They're feeding it. They're laying out piles of bricks for protesters to throw at buildings. They're passing them out There's multiple videos I've seen of cars just driving around, passing out incendiary devices, bricks, all kinds of shit. They want this to happen. They're paying agitators to rile up the crowds, get shit started, bust windows, get riots going. And as far as the police go, they were militarized and turned into what they are today slowly. But every puppet president in the last 30 plus years has moved it forward to its current point, and nobody is going to reverse it. It was built this way. It's not broken. This has been climaxing for a long time. And the shit going on right now is a show being put on for maximum effect, and it's working beautifully. Now, this is where things might get a little sketchy because we are in a war, and that's not going to stop. And I already established that backing down isn't the answer. We can't lay down, especially not now. So what do we do? And I never feel like I have all the answers. And I realize as the host of a show, I should just lay out my opinion as fact like everyone else seems to do. But I can't do that, nor would I even want to be that way. I much prefer the way that we do things here, bouncing it off the group and getting a good grasp of different views and perspectives. But since this is part of the monologue, I'll quickly lay out my thoughts. I don't think we're safe in the streets right now. That's where they want us. That's where they want us to be. And they are itching to sick their dogs on us. And their dogs will bite. Please know that. I don't have a high opinion of the police. Most people don't, to be completely honest with you. And there's good reason for that. Cops are mostly assholes that abuse their authority often and on everyone. And you may not like me saying that, but I could rattle off statistics that back up that fact for the rest of the hour if I wanted to. It's just true, and it's true for many reasons. For one, they are chosen and rejected based on intelligence scores and personality tests. They are rejected for scoring too high, and alpha personalities are preferred with loyalty traits. Plus, power corrupts anyone. You can't strap a gun on a badge on somebody, and it's very hard for that not to go to your head in any way, shape, or form without really good self-discipline and control. But you got this thin blue line. See, once you stir that into the pot, then it's just a mess. You can't have nothing. You can't have nothing nice anymore. And the thin blue line itself is why I don't believe in good cops. Good cops wouldn't stand for a thin blue line of any kind. They wouldn't put up with that. But no matter how you personally may feel about the police, they are no longer civil servants. They are a militarized force that will be used against us all. All of us. No one is safe in the end, even if you happen to be right now. Now, we are already deeply involved in a silent war, and the police are a large part of their army. They do not represent us anymore and haven't for quite some time. So, we're not safe out there. But we're not safe at all. Because this war isn't going to stop. And just because we can't see the killing and death, it's there. It just looks different from a violent war. People die of poverty, lack of health care, bad environments, etc. And we're heading for very bad times. Many things are possible. And we can go on and on about the possible outcomes ranging from the most realistic, ending up in a massive depression, which is where we're clearly heading, to the most extreme scenario, visiting each other in our FEMA tents. We're going to go to Kathy's FEMA tent tonight and have a barbecue. And later we'll go see Helen over at her tent. I just don't believe going back is an option. So how do we move forward? That's what I want to know and what I want to talk about for a little while with you guys. How? How do we move forward? Because we can't go back. And this is why I suck at chess. Because I'm just sitting here staring at the game board. I see that we're being played. But I don't know what to do. I don't know what our move is. It's not backing down. Even Naomi Klein, who wrote The Shock Doctrine, has come out and talked about how that is the absolute last thing that you do when they tell you to sit down, is sit down. But forward's a dead end. Forward leads to rubber bullets being shot at your face, militarized police being used against you. It's a dead end road. They're calling in the army at this point. I'm seeing, and I haven't verified it, but it was from a soldier, some disturbing things about being activated for active duty in the United States. They have me very concerned. I don't like where this is heading. And I don't know how safe we are, because there's a lot of scenarios for what could actually be going on, what's really happening, because we're being distracted in a massive way from something. So what is it? Because something big. A lot of people believe it's a global currency reset. It's not what's happening. It's not what it looks like on the surface. And I'm not saying what happened isn't awful. I'm saying that they're using it to rile up the people on purpose. Helen said, I'm going to try to catch up with you guys. My ex is a CB, and I always told me not to be worrying about stuff when I tell him what was going on. Guess who's calling me asking what the fuck is going on? We're going to become the lifeline of our communities. We've been ostracized forever, but they'll be coming to find out. They're going to be coming to the truthers to try to make sense of everything once this shit hits the fan. And it's very close to hitting the fan. I don't think that's me being Chicken Little, saying the sky is falling. I think it is. But I want to hear from you guys. I've done enough rambling. So now I'm going to focus mostly on what you guys are talking about. Robert said, what happened to him happens every day in our country. The difference is the media doesn't tell us. Every day. Every day. And, I'm not even going to attempt statistics. I'm not even going to touch it. But it's across the board. I don't want to touch math. Please don't throw math at me. I'm not justifying it for anybody. I'm saying that it's bad every day. There's probably a video they could throw in front of your face right now. But they choose. They pick and choose what they're going to present to you. And they got themselves something real juicy and dropped it right when their other scare tactic was dying off and losing strength. It's very suspicious. Susan says, I couldn't even bring myself to watch it again. I didn't want to watch it again. I wanted to break it down. It needs to be broken down. It needs to be scrutinized and analyzed. Especially now that you got the view from the other side of the street. Because where's the crowd at? Where are they? They just released this in the press. The view from the other side of the street. You know what I'm talking about? Is anybody here? Someone acknowledge that they know what I'm talking about. It's weird doing the show where I can't show you the video of what I'm talking about. But it's a pretty wide shot. You could see the entire opposite side of the street. There's no group of people over there filming it. Where they would need to be standing. Because from across the street, you're looking at the backs of the officers. But they got this really neat, clean facial shot where he looks in the camera like a psychopath the entire time and scream staged. And if it wasn't, I don't know how far I want to go with that. Just don't allow them to bait you into the streets to fight with the police, because that is a losing battle. Jennifer says the New World Order. You know, a big part of their agenda is the fall of the United States, the collapse of our way of life. Our freedoms get in the way of a lot of what they want to do. We're one of the last dominoes to fall, and it's in their plan for us to fall. This is some of the harmful speech that got me kicked off of YouTube, but it's true. Jones says, I've dealt with FEMA, and that is a nightmare. Why have you dealt with FEMA? I've got to hear that story. He says the National Guard. Yeah, they're bringing in the National Guard. I was talking about soldiers talking about being activated for use in the United States. And there was something disturbing I heard. It was bragging about getting them a CONUS bonus. Continental U.S. kill. It was a very disturbing thing that I saw. And like I said, I didn't get to verify it. But so I shouldn't even brought it up, but I could see that shit. You know, some soldiers with itchy trigger fingers that think of us as terrorists, that drink the Kool-Aid, you know, because they pick them bastards too. And don't think there's not some psychopaths that join the army just to get to kill people. So I'd like to say that could just be a bullshit thing that I saw, but what if it's real, you know? Because it was screenshots of a conversation, and they were talking about things, and it was shared by a soldier of a conversation that I trust this person. But like I said, I'm not WikiLeaks, I'm not Julian Assange, I haven't verified it. But it looked very much like they're bragging about getting them a CONUS bonus. And I could see that shit. It was just disgusting. I just worry. I'm worried. Because people are pissed, and they should be. They got lots of reasons to be pissed. But, man, they will make it how they want it to be. You're in the wrong place at the wrong time. When they turn shit the direction they want to turn it, you don't want to be there. It doesn't matter if your protest is peaceful. It doesn't matter what your intentions are. When they steer it, you have no idea what's going to go wrong. My friend, someone I follow on Facebook, actually, was in Oklahoma at a protest that went sideways. And I watched the video. It was a peaceful protest. I'm not saying that's what happens everywhere. I'm saying it happens. So you're not safe. They'll photo op that shit. They took a photo op with, taking a knee. Remember that? Right after that photo, they gassed the crowd. They're not your friends. They're not your friends. They're trained to not be your friends. Kristen says the EMTs look like cops and they just threw him on the gurney. Oh my God. You would never see a real EMT treat even a body like that. But definitely not somebody that they thought had a possible neck injury, because they didn't even check his damn vitals. I don't know if you said that, but you do mention that they didn't even try to revive him. Nothing. They did nothing. And they show up with vests on? Come on. And who called them? There's tons of questions. Tons of questions. Jones says, I lost my trailer to a flood from runoff in 2006, close to the bottom of a steep mountain, and could never have imagined I could have a flood. And you had to deal with FEMA? Ugh. Nightmare. But yeah, since when do EMTs show up in Kevlar? Not even to an active shooting, mind you. Or he didn't even have a gun. It was over a bogus 20. If you believe that shit. I have my own personal theory, but it's only a theory. And I'm thinking maybe George had something to do with the wife. with Devin's wife. And then Devin got his brother-in-law and a couple buddies to go straighten him up, take care of the situation. And then they filmed it. It's just a theory. There was definitely something going on there. He knew him. You don't work with somebody at a nightclub that has less than 50 employees for years and not get to know him. I don't care how antisocial you are. So, yeah, Joan, they need to get those people for abuse of a corpse. Well, they don't want anybody looking at that video. They're hiding that video as best they can, keeping that video from being seen. I tried really hard to find it. And I've got people that are better than me at finding shit, and we weren't able to do it. So, I mean, it's taken down everywhere. And, you know, you could use the excuse that it's out of respect because it's basically a snuff film. It's exactly what it is. It's not basically a snuff film. It's exactly what it is. But I don't think that's why. I think it's because they don't want you looking at it. Too much scrutiny, it wouldn't be good. Because there's a lot wrong. They don't ever call for help. You don't ever see them on their radios. You don't hear anybody yelling. When do you see a police violence video without any cops screaming commands? There's nothing. Video's weird. The more you watch it, the weirder it gets. And they didn't want you to... That's why it's so horrible, by the way. They didn't want you to watch it over again. Because it don't stand up to repeat viewings. But it is hard to find. Did you find it? If you found it, send me a link. Because I want to do a breakdown. And if I can get a hold of it, I'll do it. And now I got nothing to lose. So I don't even have to worry about them pulling my YouTube channel because I no longer care. You know, and I put in almost 5 years of work on this YouTube channel. But now it's just a place to store my videos. You know what I mean? That's what you did. That's all you did. You didn't stop me from putting it out. I'm going to keep putting it out. Put more out now. I have nothing to lose now. Joan says, tell me exactly how they would ever find an impartial jury. Wait. Hold on. An impartial jury. Got caught up watching the protests right by my house here in St. Louis. Oh, I saw that somebody told Marie to stay safe. Hey, Marie, stay away from those protests. Man, I really think so. At least at night. At night, don't be there. I think for the most part, you're safe during the day. Although, the one where they attacked the crowd that I watched out of Oklahoma, that was during the day. They don't give a shit. So... Marie said they were about 2 blocks away, and they came up by my apartment building and released some balloons. I think someone was killed over there, too. A guy on YouTube did a complete breakdown, Steve says. Oh, I'm sure there's breakdowns. I saw one. I watched one. But I wanted to do my own. Man, I want my own breakdown. Now it don't matter. So, you know, it still matters. I still care about things like views. Which pisses me off that they would demonetize my channel right after I get it. I'm only at 1,115 subscribers. You get monetized at 1,000. So I average about 28 subscribers a month. Yeah, about 3.5 months I've had monetization, and they already took it away. I'm through with my notes other than the fact that we need to talk. I got one more thing that's in my notes, but I don't even know if I want to bring it up. I don't know if I want to bring it up because, one, I might get emotional. And I don't know. It's not fun. Not a fun one. It's true. I'll bring it up in at least this way. We got to do something about healthcare in this country. You know, that was a big reason that I was so invested with the Bernie Sanders fight, because I really thought it was a pathway to doing that, to making that happen. to making it more accessible to people. Because it's outrageous. And all of it. But right now, just for a minute, I want to focus on the dental industry just for a second. It's crazy, you know? And even with coverage, dental procedures can cost you a lot of money and usually always do. But I recently got an expensive dental procedure done. Not that long ago. A lot of people that know me know it wasn't but like a year and a half ago. And I don't want to say a whole lot because I never really got over it. You know, you can have bad teeth and just have bad teeth. It doesn't have to be any real reasons why. Like, you don't have to be a meth head or anything. But if the second that you start to lose your teeth or something happens to your teeth, that's what people think of you. And it can just be because you have empty pocket syndrome. You know what I mean? Because if you can't get proper care and proper treatment because you just can't afford it because it's priced outside of your reach, that's what happens. And, you know, we actually put stuff in the water that damages your teeth. There's reasons that you would have problems anyway. That's a story for Wednesday nights. But he's right. We got to stand for health care. But there's got to be something done about this in this country. This is the only place, the only country in our economic status where this goes on, where people are held for ransom. Either pay this exorbitant price, which is up to 16, 20 times as much as you would pay if you went. You know, people go to Mexico for dental work. Quality dental work for like 20, 30 times less than they're charging in the United States. Brett says there'll be plenty of doctors in the FEMA camps, so maybe I should just be looking forward to the FEMA camps. But anyways, I was talking about this dental work I got done, and so there's a partial on the top plate, and there's only 5 actual real teeth up there. 2 of them are broken already. They anchor this thing. It's barely hanging in my mouth anymore. It pisses me off. Why did we go that route? It makes me angry for one. I wish I could punch that dentist in the face. If you didn't have full faith in these anchors, we shouldn't have went that direction in the first place. I see what you did there. You price gouging me, you fucking asshole. So you want me to have to pay you again? Do this whole procedure again? Well, I'll pay somebody, but it won't be you. And it pisses me off. Steve says, I have dental insurance. It's still expensive. It's terrible. And Susan's suffering with dental issues right now. My heart's broken. I miss my Hollywood smile. I'm terrified, y'all. I tried super hard tonight. I want everybody to know we're past an hour. I get less professional the longer we go past an hour. I tried super hard tonight, and I'm going to tell you why. This might be the last show. I don't want to say that, but if this falls out of my mouth before I can afford to replace it, I'm going to have to do this shit with a mask on. I can't do it without this. I can't. I'm not mentally strong enough. Some people are. I'm not. Steve said, yeah, even with dental insurance, it's expensive. Now, I can't afford dental insurance. My job offers insurance. I actually really like my job. My employees are cool. They offer insurance, and it's not that bad. It's pretty affordable, the insurance itself. But I'm sure it would be like Steve's and not cover most of the procedure. Anyways, I can't afford it because I'm already heavily garnished with child support. And that takes a big hit. It makes it hard to finance another 100 out of your check for insurance. Like I can't make it happen and survive. There's just no way. So look, everybody here, and Marie, right? Yes, fluoride fucks your teeth up. It is not in the water to strengthen your teeth. That is bullshit. is complete and total bullshit. It's actually in the water to make you more docile and easier to control. That's why it's in the water. And Pizzagate. 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 Pete is a gate. He said that's good. What, Pizzagate? Mm-mm. Bad news. Susan says, me neither, Shawn. I've stopped Facebook timing. No way I can just have bad teeth. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No. No. Actually, see, I don't. There's so much I won't even say because, like, I'm afraid I'd start crying. I'm upset. I'm real upset by this. It pisses me off that I would have such a dental procedure because we pulled a lot of shit, right? This is the road we took, and it cost a lot of money. It was hard for me to come up with that money. Now I got to do it all over again? You fucking kidding me? How am I supposed to do that? I kind of want to fist fight this dentist. You know what I'm saying? Pizzagate is horrible, and it's also true, and that's one of the reasons why my YouTube channel got demonetized, because that's the kind of shit we talk about here. So if you like that, if you enjoy truth, while you can still watch some, we gather every day. At the same time we came on tonight. For a little while I was trying to learn time zones, but I gave up on it. We're on everywhere. I have a person that watches from Germany. So whatever time it started at night, that's what time it starts every night, Monday through Friday. And if you like that, show up. And if you like truth, Wednesday's the best night because that's conspiracy theory night. And that was last night, and we talked about a lot of things. But when I woke up today, my YouTube channel was no longer monetized. Yeah, thousands of dollars of dental work wasted. Oh, my job offering insurance is good. Yeah, many don't. Many people can't even get it. No, it is awesome that they do. That's why I wanted to say that. I always want to throw it out there. I'm not bitching. You know, I am very secretive about. I would never tell anybody what my job is on Facebook or social media. Very secretive about that. But I always want to be clear. I'm not complaining. I'm happy. I like my job. It's pretty much why I'm so secretive about it, because I'd like to keep it. Marie! 5 Pacific, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 Eastern. That's what time we come on every day, Monday through Friday. That sounds so much better. I'm going to copy and paste that right now. I'm taking that out of the comments right now. Copying it and putting it in my show notes so I have it every day. I'm going to put it right here under closing. Thank you. Should have done that before. Other people have tried to help me. I might go to Mexico, Steve. I've always wanted to go to Mexico. You know, because the hell with this system, and the hell with this greed, and the hell with this price gouging. If I can get the same shit done in Mexico, why not? I might do it. Just find out how much it is and get a vacation out of it at the same time. I got vacation time coming up at work. We'll do that. If I get a stimulus, I still haven't gotten that. And guess what? I found out I don't owe my ex-wife any money anymore. She actually owes me a couple $100. I've been paying too much, so I should get a stimulus check. I still haven't got one, though. If I get one, I think I'm going to Mexico. But thanks for watching, guys. I would keep going. I've been having a really good time tonight. You guys are... I have as much fun here as you do. I love hanging out with y'all. And that's why I'm so bad at ending the show. But I got to get up for work tomorrow and do my job at 4 a.m. the crack of dawn. I have to help wake the sun up tomorrow morning. So I got to get off of here. But I have had a great time. And thank you for showing up and hanging out with me. I appreciate you guys. And I appreciate you participating in the show. and you rock. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Full Bowl Friday. Friday is always a happy show because it's Full Bowl Friday. Everybody loves a full bowl. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for Full Bowl Friday. Have a good night. Thanks for watching.